Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Maggie Blackwell, who is going to give us a GRF update. Well, Maggie, so nice to see you. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much. I love this weather. I'm doing well.
Well, and isn't it nice? We can go out and we can walk around and we don't have to worry so much as before. So things are definitely getting better. And, with that note, I think it's great that we're making so much progress with the golf course and the greens and, everything going on over there. I think people are very excited to get back out.
Oh, people are very excited. And the greens, the golf course is full all the time. The new reservation system is called 4UP. It's so much better than getting into a clubhouse room at 6:30 in the morning and waiting for your time, or calling like we had to do last month, call on the phone for 45 minutes. I mean,
Oh, goodness.
people were going crazy.
Yeah.
And now we've come up to the rest of the world here. We're right up to date. We have 1,700 golfers registered in the 4UP system. Can you believe it?
That is great. That is really impressive.
It's just phenomenal. It's the biggest number we've ever had. Because of the COVID, I think people are wanting to get outside, and so they do want to play golf. Yeah. And there was a little trouble with the scheduling before, but then I asked CAC to reinstate the Greens Committee. Mm-hmm. And the Greens Committee used to be the Greens and Rackets Committee, and it was headed by Roger Teal, which was the golf pro. Mm-hmm. And we discussed issues because it was over in that the tennis courts, the paddle tennis then wasn't the pickleball yet, and the golf courses. We discussed those areas, and those were under Roger's purview. So he would meet with us once a month, and we would talk about issues of this and that and make requests of certain things and talk about it. And it went very well. But then Roger left, and I guess he didn't leave the notes for Tom or whatever, but it wasn't revived particularly. And what the pros were doing then, which was very good at that time, was they would meet with each club when the club had their monthly meeting. And so they'd talk to the clubs and tell the clubs what was going on and what new tournaments were coming and when the course was going to be closed and what we're doing with this and that and the other thing. And so we had a monthly update at that time, but then with COVID, there was nothing. And so we were virtually incommunicado. And they put in then the telephone system for getting a tee time, right, which was better than having to get down to the clubhouse at 6:30 in the morning. Right. And so, but you listen to the music for 45 minutes and it turned my hair white. See, so it just made us all crazy. We could get a time, but it made us crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So they went ahead and they got us this new 4UP system, which we're getting used to it. You know, we're a little slow on the concept of technology, you know. So it's taken us a week or two, each of us, to figure out how to do it. But it is just a miracle. It's wonderful. It starts at 6 o'clock, and by 6:01, 6:02, you can have your tee time set. It's terrific.
Good.
Everybody's so happy. And now we know how to get it. It sends us an email response and we know how to cancel and so on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. We actually sat down with Tom McRae and he went over it with us. And so it looks really awesome. And he's super proud of it. And I think, like you said, they did a really good job on it. And it just takes a couple of times and then you're good.
Right. Right. I practiced a few times on other days. And so I would go on at night, midnight or sometimes, and practice and look at other things. So when it finally came up, I knew how to do it. But it's a really, really a very good thing. So now we have, since we don't have the club meetings anymore, we weren't having communication.
Mhm.
So I asked that we reinstate the Greens Committee, but just call it the Greens Committee. And
Mm.
so CAC and GRF approved that.
Okay.
So Tom was very good. He jumped right into the saddle, and we set up an agenda, and we set up 2 members from each of the 4 golf clubs, men's 18, women's 18, men's 9, women's 9.
Okay.
2 members from each of those, and then we're going to find 2 people from outside to represent the general population.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So we're meeting now once a month,
Mhm.
and we're talking over all the golf issues. We're finding out what's happening with the new grounds control group is phenomenal. They've done a very good job. So the course looks really good. The rough is a little deep right now, but they're going to be mowing it down. It's because they treated it and fertilized it, and they needed to get it. So
Yeah.
good. And the greens, it looks very good. It's just wonderful. And at the meeting, we had a meeting this morning, and we had a meeting last month,
Mhm.
and people discuss issues, and they put forward an idea, and some of them get voted in yes, and some of them don't get voted in. So
Okay.
now the 4 clubs are back to their regular day times, and everything else is by the call-in. And then if you want to have a tournament, you just call in, and then you meet up at 4 o'clock, compare your cards, and it doesn't matter. So it's all the same thing they used to do anyway.
Okay.
So there, we have new barber poles in the middle of the fairways. If you're not a golfer, you don't know what that
Oh,
is.
no, I know what you're talking about, but some that don't may not know. So go ahead and tell us what those are.
Right. A barber pole is, courses have to give people distance markers so they know where they are. Are you 175 yards away, or are you 90 yards away? I mean, you can kind of guess, but some people are very specific for which club meets. So we used to have a 150 tree, a 125 tree, a 150 plate, a 100-yard plate, and a 75-yard tree. Well, those were little bushes, and over time they have all disappeared. And the plates in the ground you can't see from anywhere, so
Yeah.
they put up a barber pole, which you can see very clearly, but we do hit them sometimes and people get angry. But so you have now the right, if you're too close to it or you think you're going to hit it, you can move your ball away legally, no closer to the hole,
Right.
and just move the ball over and hit from there. You don't have to hit right at the pole. That's not a good idea. So it works very well. Some people, I've hit the pole several times, but that was before they gave us the right to move away. So
Yeah, well, good. It's like a hazard.
yeah. So you're 4 feet from it. You think, oh my goodness, and of course bingo. But so that's very good. So
Great.
so that will be announced and spread out, the rules for that. And we have rakes in the bunkers now for a month or 2. We didn't have rakes in the bunkers because people would be holding the handles for COVID, and they didn't want to do that.
Right.
So they said, okay, you don't have to rake it. Well, of course, then it looks a mess and it's horrible. But now they put the rakes back in the bunkers because we're at a different level now of caution.
Right.
So,
Right.
and
Good.
so that's improved. We're returning to normalcy. Everything is looking better and better.
Excellent.
And speaking of normalcy, the golfers and other residents go up now to 19. So it's on the veranda above the golf course. It has a beautiful course view of everything. We go up there to eat. I had my brother's 75th birthday party there 2 weeks ago, and it was great.
Nice.
Very nice. It's all outdoors, and in fact, it's very popular. So if you want, kind of go on an off time,
Yeah.
if you can figure out what that would be. So a lot of people come after church on Sunday, so it's full then, and people play golf and it's full then, but it's worth come if you haven't been there before. It's great. And I also went down to the pro shop. See, I'm doing my business in the village now. See,
Yes.
very loyal. And so I went down to the pro shop and I brought my brother and his son a beautiful new, each one a different beautiful new golf shirt. The quality of product that we have in the pro shop is lovely. And so you can, any resident can walk into the pro shop and buy a new hat. They can buy a lightweight jacket. They can buy a gorgeous golf shirt or whatever sport thing they want. And it's a wonderful thing. So that's very nice. Golfing.
Well, I'm glad that the golf shop and, you know, everything is going well down there and it's getting back to somewhat of a normalcy. So that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for all the information about golf. Super excited that everyone's going to get out there.
It's a wonderful time to be alive here in the village.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right. And we'll be right back.